Good evening, everybody, and welcome in here on the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth is Tim Henderson. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic tonight. We're at Kevin Harvick's Kern County Raceway with the Short Track Rivals Racing Fixed Division 358 Modified Series in their second to last race of this current season. About 40 seconds left in the practice session, and we're going to roll right into qualifying here tonight. So far, Jordan Tucker is at the top of the timing charts in practice at a 13.53. Dean Reynolds sitting second at a 13.54. Blade Wisdom sitting there at a 13.55. Clayton Clewell and Damian Sage at 13.57. That's the top five, and really close lap times, not even a full tenth separate our top five here tonight. As always, in for an exciting night of racing here with STRR. 26 cars have taken a time. Looks like 28 or so is in the session. So a pretty good car count here tonight for Kern County, as we switch right over from practice right into qualifying. To see a couple cars who decides to head out onto the track early. I believe one of them is going to be the number 11 machine of Blake Steele. We'll watch him work around here for his qualifying. Dean Reynolds, Ryan Howard, Clayton Clewell, Hunter McManus, Jason McManus, DJ Seitz, Brandon Holden, Juan Martinez all on the racetrack. Lap number one for Blake Steele. He goes a 14.66. At the top of the chart four now. Dean Reynolds just popped up with a 14.79. Ryan Howard a 14.98. DJ Seitz a 14.97. Lap number two, just a tick slower for Blake Steele. Clayton Clewell picked up to a 14.68. Check on a couple other cars. Oh, not him. Let's see, Jackson Johnstone just completed his first lap. He's currently in 12th at a 14.88. Jordan Tucker just went up to the top of the board with a 14.64. Jackson's going to complete his second lap, just a tick slower at a 14.92. Ethan Bowers now down into turn one, starting his first lap. See what he's able to do here. Cross the line, he goes fourth quick at a 14.68. Oh, a little bit high there in 3 and 4. That's going to hurt his second lap. Cameron Tucker now just starting. Lap one for Cameron at a 14.77. That's good for 12th so far. Dana Burdick also on the racetrack. Lap number two for Cameron does pick up to a 14.68 all the way up to the top three. Here's Dana out here. One of the admins with STRR. Completes lap number one. I think he had a bit of an issue. Lap one did not count, so he comes across the line to complete his second lap. That one does count, good for 25th quick out of 15.26. Blake Bailey, car 111. Comes out of the pit lane. Oh man, that was interesting to say the least. He clipped the dirt there entering turn one, and the car spun to a stop, so that's going to hurt his qualifying effort. I believe that might wrap up our qualifying times for tonight. I don't see any other cars entering the racetrack. 25, and Blake Bailey looks like he's going to head back out and try once more. And he does get credited with a lap time. It's just super slow. 26th quick for Blake. Should be a really big pickup here now that he was able to get a clean second lap in. And he does. Picks up nicely to a 14.70. Good for 9th quick. If you're watching with us for the first time on the Buckeye Racing Network, welcome in. Let us know who you're pulling for here tonight in the chat. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you'll know each and every time we go live here on BRN. Well, I believe that's going to do it here for tonight's qualifying activities. And Jordan Tucker is going to set quick time, and he's good by 0.02 of a second over Blake Steele. So our quick time driver of the night is Jordan Tucker in car 66. Heat race number 1 is gridding right now. Row number 1 is going to be Jordan Tucker and Clayton Clewell. Row 2 is going to be Hunter McCoy and Drake Perry. Row 3 is going to be Jackson Johnstone and Ryan Howard. Row 4 is going to be Juan Martinez and Brandon Holden. Row 5 is going to have one car, and that's going to be Alan Smith. All right, 9 cars for 8 laps. How many are transferring here tonight, Tim?
3 go straight into the feature. We'll have three heats total.
3 heats total, 3 to the feature. So that means we're going to have 9 confirmed starters there. That means in the B main, we're going to take, what, 14? Something like that? Because we start 24.
I think.
15.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
All right.
Stop peeking over at my cheat sheet.
Yeah, I know that's I got a little sneaky on the cheat sheet here tonight, folks, but hey, I got to try anyways. Field's going to be 2 by 2 by 2. Jordan Tucker in control, Clayton Clewell on his outside. They fire out of turn 4. Heat race 1 is underway.
Oh, wow.
Be careful down. Oh, one car goes around. I believe that's Brandon Holden and Juan Martinez. They get together after the stack up there getting into turn number 1. I don't think either car is badly damaged or anything like that. We'll take another peek at it. Keep an eye on the 4 and the 29 machine on your screen. Watch what happens as we get down into turn 1. Clayton Clewell hits the berm. Jackson Johnstone hits the berm, and the 29 just runs right to the back of the 4. I think the 4 was trying to check up a little bit, not to run over the 21, and the 29 was carrying a lot more momentum. Just taps him on the rear bumper, spins the 4 machine of Juan Martinez around, and brings out the first yellow flag of tonight's festivities. Well, we got some Ethan Bowers fans, a couple of Jonathan Tohafjian fans in the chat tonight. Everybody welcome in here. Appreciate you tuning in. Pace truck peels off. So we're going to be 2 by 2. Still Jordan Tucker, Clayton Clewell on the front row. Drake Perry, Hunter McCoy, row 2. We're back underway. Jordan with a good launch down into turn 1. Be careful to stack up on the bottom. I believe Alan Smith hit the berm. He bounced a little bit, but he's able to keep it going. As we are side-by-side battling for third, Drake Perry, he's going to clear Hunter McCoy. He's going to stay right on the hot seat. Clayton Clewell hits the berm, gets tapped from behind, and goes for a spin into the infield and around. I don't know if the yellow flag's going to be displayed, and it is now, as there's another issue right there in the middle of 3 and 4. Ryan Howard and Alan Smith got tangled up as well. That was after the yellow flag had been displayed. But let's take another look at what happened to Clayton out of turn number 2. Oh, actually, he had to check up big for Jordan Tucker in the 66. Car 21 there. He taps Clayton in the left rear, and the 007 of Hunter McCoy also finishes Clayton off and spins him into the infield. So interesting to say the least so far, Tim, on how these drivers are maneuvering their way into turns 1 and 2 with how much checkup there is.
Yeah, it's interesting. Very interesting to see the entry point that these guys are getting. Just throwing it in as shallow as possible, and it looks like it's working.
Yeah, it's working to an extent, I'd say. Green flag goes back in the air. Just 2 laps to go in Heat 1. Drake Perry's going to shut the door on Hunter McCoy, but Hunter McCoy's able to muscle back to the inside, down the back straightaway, move McCoy into second. Perry now falls back into the clutches of Juan Martinez. White flag goes in the air for Jordan Tucker, and it is a dogfight for that final transfer spot as we got 3 wide down the back straightaway. Jordan Tucker's going to bring his car to the checkered flag to win Heat 1. Hunter McCoy's going to be second, a drag race to the line, and Drake Perry holds on for the final transfer. Juan Martinez and Jackson Johnstone, first 2 drivers on the outside looking in to finish off this first heat race. Heat number 2 is lining up. Blake Steele and Ethan Bowers on the front row. Row 2 is going to be Cody McDonald and Benjamin Wirt. Row 3 is going to be Dean Reynolds and Hunter McManus. Row 4 is going to be DJ Seitz and Damian Sage. Row 5 is going to be one driver that's going to be Dana Burdick. Well, and our first 4 starters in this heat race all had good runs last week. Blake Steele, Ethan Bowers, Cody McDonald, Benjamin Wirt. So a heavy-hitting heat here. Can't forget about Dean Reynolds and the 79 machine.
Yeah, let's see who will get the automatic transfer to the main.
Absolutely. Well, Tim, how about you bring us to the green flag?
Blake Steele is going to lead Ethan Bowers all the way through 3 at a nice and easy pace as Blake Steele fires away. Both cars getting a great launch compared to the rest of the field. Blake Steele and Bowers are both running the bottom as you have, I believe that is, who is that? It's Benjamin Wirt all the way around the outside as he's trying to take over the 3rd spot from Cody McDonald. Seems like he's the only one that's running out there aside that 79 machine of Dean Reynolds.
Yeah, absolutely. Benjamin's got to try to gather that thing back in. He's under fire from the 58 of Damian Sage. Cody McDonald's in the final transfer spot. Meanwhile, Ethan Bowers has slowly caught back up to the rear bumper of Blake Steele as they're still side by side back there for the 4th and 5th spots. That's Benjamin Wirt, Damian Sage, and Dean Reynolds also right there. Hunter McManus trying to be a part of that battle as well. Oh, a little bit of contact. Damian Sage slides it underneath Benjamin Wirt, taps him in the driver door in the middle of 3 and 4. They settle back out. We see Cody McDonald. He's changed up his line. He's trying to run down Ethan Bowers for second. Just 2 laps to go already in this second heat. Blake Steele has been committed to the bottom. White flag goes in the air. Looks like most everybody's still running the bottom here. That's very interesting. Bottom has been quicker so far. Checkered flag in the air. Blake Steele, winner of Heat 2. Ethan Bowers, second. Cody McDonald, third. And those are our lock-ins to the feature. Benjamin Wirt, Damian Sage, the first 2 drivers on the outside looking in. So they'll have to race their way in a little bit later as Damian Sage gives Benjamin Wirt a couple of shots down the back straightaway, maybe voicing his displeasure about something. As heat race number 3 is gridding up now. Cameron Tucker and Jason McManus, row 1. Row 2 is going to be Blake Bailey and Blade Wisdom. Row number 3 is going to be Travis McDonald and Dawson Tone. Row 4 is going to be Jonathan Tohafjian and Kevin Walker. Row 5 is going to be one driver, that's Dylan Robbins. Looks like Dylan Robbins not going to make the call here to start our 3rd and final heat race. Eight cars going to do battle for 8 laps, and the top 3 are going to lock in. Now to turn 4 to the green flag. Cameron Tucker leads the way into turn 1. Blake Bailey, oh, and a mix-up there entering turn 1. I believe Travis McDonald was part of that mess. We'll try to take a look and decipher what exactly happened as they barreled off down into turn number 1. We're going to keep an eye on that 24 machine of Dawson Tone, that on the outside. Oh, he helps the 22 of Blade Wisdom into turn 1. And that stacks kind of everybody up. But Dawson Tone kind of gets drove into the outside wall. Just taps it just a little bit. Everybody did kind of an okay job working around that with the limited amount of space there was. Getting into turn 1. I'll tell you who really benefited from that was Jonathan Tohafjian. He's now...
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tim.
I was going to say, yeah, he big time benefit out here.
Absolutely. He was on the outside looking in. Now he's sitting in that 3rd transfer spot here in that car number 4. One car's just catching up to the tail of the field. Green flag goes in the air. Everybody searching the bottom except for Jonathan Tohafjian. He's going to work the outside. Kevin Walker on the inside. Oh, Blake Bailey didn't get into turn 1, and he's going to cause the stack up. He's still turned around the wrong way. And that brings out the second yellow here in this 3rd and final heat. Keep an eye on the number 11 there of Blake Bailey. See, as they work down into turn 1, he has to check up pretty big because Cameron Tucker kind of chopped across his nose. The 4 and the 21 both entered turn 1 hot and heavy. The car 4 makes contact with the 11, spins him around. Blade Wisdom, Dawson Tone has nowhere to go. They make contact. Travis McDonald does a good job of working his way by. 47 machine does a good job as well. And then the 11 and 4 kind of played bumper cars in the middle of 1 and 2 there to try to get the ship righted. Cameron Tucker, Jonathan Tohavjian, Dawson Tone, now the top 3. Travis McDonald, Jason McManus, Blade Wisdom, Kevin Walker, and Blake Bailey, all on the outside looking in. Green flag goes back in the air. Uh-oh, Travis McDonald almost gets spun down the front straightaway. He does gather it back in, is going to continue. Battle for second down the back straightaway. Tohavjian and Tone side by side. Tohavjian, he's been committed up on that cushion. He does have that car rolling. White flag goes in the air for Cameron Tucker. Can Jason McManus challenge Jonathan Tohavjian for the transfer? Checkered flag in the air. Cameron Tucker wins the third heat. Dawson Tone's going to come home second. And Jason McManus, we got to look at this across the line. He just was able to nose ahead of Jonathan Tohavjian at the line to finish that third heat. Wow. And I believe this is going to be the C main. His cars are already starting to grid up for that. Blade Wisdom, Brandon Holden, row 1. Row 2, Hunter McManus, Kevin Walker. Row 3, Clayton Clewell and DJ Seitz. Row 4, Travis McDonald and Ryan Howard. Row 5, Dana Burdick and Dylan Robbins. Yeah, so this is the results of the third heat. You see Cameron Tucker, Dawson Tone, and Jason McManus by 1,000th of a second over Jonathan Tohavjian at the line. Wow. Just 1,000th of a second, Tim. As the field begins to roll here in our C main. How many are we taking from this, Tim?
We are taking 6. I was muted. I was talking the whole time, but I was muted. I apologize for everyone.
Oh, it's all right. I'm not going to hold it against you. Pace truck's going to peel off. Tim, how about you bring us to the green flag here in the C main?
Okay. We have, I believe that is Wisdom taking the green flag, getting a great launch over Hunter McManus, Brandon Holden, and I believe that's Kevin Walker in the 4 machine, as we have Clayton Clewell looking to the inside of the 29 machine, trying to take over that top 4 position. DJ Seitz is in our last and final transfer spot, as he was going to be under fire from Ryan Howard, as him and Travis McDonald get together. I believe Dana Burdick will now be 1 position closer to that transfer spot, but he has lots of time to make up. As we head back up front, Blade Wisdom stretching that lead out quite a bit. Hunter McManus sitting in 3rd, elects to take the outside, allowing Kevin Walker to use the inside part of the track, as he's oh so close to being even with them going into 1, as they're dead even going into 3. Clayton Clewell looking to close the gap on 2nd and 3rd, as Kevin Walker does complete the pass. Hunter McManus gets to the inside, maybe a little contact going into 3. Maybe a little bit more contact coming out. Hunter McManus way sideways. Clayton had to check up big time going into 1. DJ Seitz moves up 1 position. Now leaves Brandon Holden in the 6th and final transfer position.
Absolutely. We kind of single filed out now, as Blade Wisdom's going to come around and just have 4 laps to go. Kevin Walker, Hunter McManus, Clayton Clewell, DJ Seitz, Brandon Holden are your transfers to tag on to the V main. See everybody working the bottom. I don't see really anybody that's decided to move up any higher. Looks like the bottom line has been king so far here tonight. Lap down machine of Dana Burdick just ahead of our leader. White flag goes in the air for Blade Wisdom. Quick check back to our 6th car. He's got plenty of gap behind. Blade Wisdom's going to come out of turn number 4 and win tonight's C main. 2nd's going to go to Kevin Walker. 3rd to Hunter McManus. 4th to Clayton Clewell. 5th to DJ Seitz. 6th to Brandon Holden. Ryan Howard, Travis McDonald, Dana Burdick. All not going to transfer here tonight. Unfortunately, their evening will be over. Now we're going to move on to our B main. Row number 1, it's going to be Juan Martinez and Benjamin Wirt. Row 2 is going to be Jonathan Tohafjian and Jackson Johnstone. Row 3 is going to be Damian Sage and Blake Bailey. Row 4 is going to be Alan Smith and Dean Reynolds. Row 5 is going to be Blade Wisdom and Kevin Walker. Row 6 is going to be Hunter McManus and Clayton Clewell. Row 7 is going to be DJ Seitz and Brandon Holden. All right, 14 starters. I believe we're going to take all 14, aren't we, Tim?
That is, we're taking 15, it says. So, yeah, we're taking all 14.
All right, everybody that's in the B main here will be a part of tonight's feature action. So,
you know, I just got to get this off my chest. You need to stop looking over at my cheat sheets.
I guess so. I've just been on the ball tonight, Tim, and I'll take it, because usually I always leave myself in the dark with everything else I got going on, and hey.
Yeah, well, get out of my cheat sheets.
Anyways, Juan Martinez is going to lead us to the green flag here in the B main. He gets a good jump down into turn 1. Oh my goodness, parking lot.
Super Walmart parking lot.
My goodness, they piled it up big time there getting into turn number 1. Let's try to decipher that. Here, we're going to look at Damian Sage in car 58. See, we get the green flag here.
Looks like
it's
in row 2.
It did. Tohafjian got turned by the Jackson Johnstone, and then they just scattered across the racetrack, and everybody on behind just packed right on in. Like you said, it looks like a Walmart Supercenter parking lot down into turn 1 here tonight. My goodness, the carnage. And one car ended up on his lid. I believe that was Dean Reynolds in the 79 machine. So, my.
Yeah, you should go on board with him for that little wild ride if we got enough time.
We might. Let's see. Let's try to see Dean Reynolds' point of view.
absolutely nowhere to go.
We're riding along with him. You see, we slow it down for you. He had nowhere to go getting into turn one, and he hit the 58, then gets hit from behind and tries to lock that car down and come to a stop, and then he just gets rolled right on over onto his lid and has to tow that car into the pit area. Looks like he is able to rejoin, so as the field has to wait for the pace truck. So they pick it back up now. DJ Seitz, Blake Bailey, Brandon Holden, Damian Sage, Jackson Johnstone, all 1 lap down. Dean Reynolds scored currently 3 laps down. Let's try this again here. Juan Martinez accelerates. Green flag goes back in the air. Much better restart for the field. Uh-oh, Blade Wisdom goes sideways. As soon as I say that, I jinxed it big time. Oh, and my... I don't know. Did he end up on his lid? I couldn't tell.
He's
just sitting on 2 wheels.
I don't even think he's on 2 wheels.
He might not, and that's just a tough position. He's probably just going to have to go ahead and tow as Damian Sage tries to get him back righted, and he does.
Wow, that's some teamwork right there.
Absolutely, that had to have been coordinated to get that done, but he gets back on all 4s and is going to continue on. Oh my goodness. Well, so far this has been an eventful B-main, to say the least. As the pace truck peels off. And we try it once more. Got to be careful of the stack-ups here. Looks like everybody is going to make it through 1 and 2 this time. 3 wide in contact, Dean Reynolds and Jackson Johnstone. Just getting into turn 3, but it settles down for the moment. Back up front, Juan Martinez, Clayton Clewell trying to separate themselves. Kevin Walker 3rd, Jonathan Tohafchian in 4th. 5th's going to go to Hunter McManus. Just 2 laps to go now for Juan Martinez. They're still battling side by side for 4th. Actually, no, that Blake Bailey, who's a lap down, that was underneath Jonathan Tohafchian. White flag goes in the air for Juan Martinez as he works down the back straightaway for the final time. Out of turn 4 to the checkered flag. Juan Martinez, winner of the B-main. Clayton Clewell 2nd. Kevin Walker 3rd. Jonathan Tohafchian 4th. 5th to Hunter McManus, and 6th to Alan Smith. Blake Bailey 7th. Damian Sage 8th. Blade Wisdom 9th. And 10th goes to DJ Seitz. All right, and as always, we have our 5-minute warm-up session here for all of our feature starters to come out, get some laps in here. And to rework the track just a little bit. They reworked it before the start of the feature, so these drivers are going to burn it in a little bit here. Oh my, big issues there for somebody into turn 3 that time. Well, Tim, what are your thoughts so far tonight about Kern Raceway?
It being my first time watching a race here, pretty interesting. I'm I'm really interested in the line that these drivers are running, especially going into one. They'll basically just go over the elevated part of the track and just let it slide up about a lane halfway through. It's pretty interesting, I think. I haven't really seen an outside line develop. It's there, but still a lot of fluff out in that outside lane.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some drivers try the outside, but there just hasn't been too much success as of yet up on the outside, so it'll be interesting to see if that changes here in the future. It might be more of the same. I think the bottom line is going to be the quick line here tonight. Blade of Wisdom up at the top of the timing charts, followed by Jonathan Tohafjian. Blake Bailey, Damian Sage, and Juan Martinez all running the same exact lap time. Well, Tim, your favorite segment of who are you keeping your eye on here tonight?
We're going to have to give this segment a name. That's what I think. Can't believe I let you beat me to the punch here. You know, I'm going to keep my eye on Cody McDonald. It's been some time since he's gotten a win. He's been really competitive. Hasn't quite gotten enough yet in speed to get a win recently, but he has shown flashes of it. Now I'm gonna blame the paint scheme that he's running.
Yeah, he had success in the paint scheme he was running earlier on this year, so you may be onto something there with the current paint scheme. It's hard to say, but I think I'm going to be keeping my eye on Blake Bailey in the 111 machine as he goes for a spin in turns 1 and 2, but he had to kind of fight a little bit to get into the feature, but we'll keep an eye on him as we work through our 30-lap main event. On the front row here tonight, it's going to be Jordan Tucker and Blake Steele. Row number 2 is going to be Cameron Tucker and Hunter McCoy. Row number 3 is going to be Ethan Bowers and Dawson Tone. Row 4 is going to be Drake Perry and Cody McDonald. Row 5 is going to be Jason McManus and Juan Martinez. Row 6 is going to be Clayton Clewell and Kevin Walker. Row 7 is going to be Jonathan Tohapchian and Hunter McManus. Row 8, Alan Smith and Blake Bailey. Row 9 is going to be Damian Sage and Blade Wisdom. Row 10 is going to be DJ Seitz, Jackson Johnstone. Row 11 is going to be Dean Reynolds, Benjamin Wirt. Row 12 is going to be Brandon Holden. Looks like Brandon Holden's not going to make the call, so just 22 cars are going to start. Jordan Tucker in control, just like he was in his heat race. Uh-oh, Blake Steele blinks out, but he comes back. Green flag goes in the air. We're ready to rock and roll at Kern Raceway for 30 laps. Let's see if there's any issues through turn 1. So far, so good. Be careful. Tohapchian and Wisdom, and I think that's Alan Smith. They do tangle up. Out of turn 2, Alan Smith, Jonathan Tohapchian, Blake Bailey was a part of that. Jackson Johnstone gets a piece of it. Oh, man. Keep an eye on that number 21 with the blue wheels. As you see, the 22 is currently underneath of them. They make contact. That turns the 44 machine of Alan Smith inadvertently. Of course, Blake Bailey, he had nowhere to go. Tried to check up and miss it. And was unable to. Just didn't have enough room to do so. So all 3 of those cars with pretty big damage here to start off tonight's feature action. Lights go out on the pace truck. It's already going to double file back up here. Jordan Tucker fires, and we're back underway.
Oh, Cody McDonald getting lots of...
Uh-oh, Dean Reynolds up into the outside wall hard into turn 3. I think he bounced off of somebody and ended up in the outside wall. He gathers it back in and continues going. Jordan Tucker's going to come around and complete lap number 3.
Oh, we got one taking a detour to the small dirt oval. I believe that was Damian Sage in the 58 machine.
Yeah, and he's still going, but looks like everything might be starting to single file out as our top 5, Jordan Tucker.
4 wide out of 2. Cody McDonald, Blake Clewell. Wow.
What a mess back here. That's a battle for 8th on back. Blade Wisdom goes around. Couple other cars with big contact. My goodness. I believe Hunter McManus was the one who got spun. That is going to bring out our second yellow flag of the night.
I tell you what, they were wrecking all the way from turn 2 the previous lap. And they all finally made enough contact to send one of them around.
Well, we see Hunter McManus got to the inside of the car in front of him. Blade Wisdom was to his inside as well, so wasn't Cody McDonald. Blade makes contact with Hunter, spins him around. Hunter comes down and makes contact with, I think that's Kevin Walker and Clayton Clewell. Blake Bailey up over the berm trying to miss it. Hits Kevin Walker just a little bit, but everybody else did the best they could with getting around that there in turn number 2.
You should check the previous lap of the same corner. I mean, it's the almost the exact same thing happened.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Cody McDonald, Clayton Clewell got kind of tangled up and ended up 4 wide down the back straightaway, like you said. So,
Oh, we got the green flag going, and they're 3 wide for what looks to be 4th as they single file out for that little bit as there was a little contact.
uh-oh,
Big
Dawson
contact,
Tone.
lots of contact, another parking lot.
Oh, my goodness.
We're just putting up a whole bunch of Walmart supercenters.
And let's see if we can decipher this one a little bit for you guys. Maybe, yeah, and I think it started out with Dawson Tone into 24. And it probably started way back at the entry to 3. See, we get into turn 1. Dawson Tone tries to get that car set. He gets a little bit of help from Ethan Bowers, but Ethan Bowers had to really roll out of the throttle. Barely makes contact with him, and he comes to a stop right in the middle of 1 and 2. Blade Wisdom, Blake Bailey, Benjamin Wirt, DJ Seitz, Dean Reynolds, Jackson Johnstone, Alan Smith, Kevin Walker, Hunter McManus, Jonathan Tohavchian. The list goes on of cars that were part of that latest crash.
Pace truck dips in. Jordan Tucker paces the field over Blake Steele. Jordan Tucker waiting. Contact made from behind as he fires away. Just barely clears himself over Blake Steele as Blake Steele is in pursuit. As Cameron Tucker about halfway up the track.
I think we got another issue. And they're stacked up again in turn 2. Juan Martinez, Jonathan Tohavchian, Kevin Walker, Alan Smith all got tangled up out of turn 2.
Hey, we have a cameraman down there. We got to watch out for him.
I'm trying to see. We can see exactly what happened out of turn 2. Juan Martinez got turned off the nose of Damian Sage. Jonathan Tohavchian also going around. Dean Reynolds, Kevin Walker, all contact. Juan Martinez almost ended up on his lid there. So carnage on these restarts here so far tonight. As the field's going to go double file, and we're going to delay the start or the restart here by at least another lap. I don't know, Tim, even if single file would help out or not. It's just so crazy at how they're getting 2, 3, and almost 4 wide here in the corners.
Well, the track certainly opens up enough for it in the corners, but I'll tell you this, it does not look like you can go 4 wide down the straightaways.
Yeah, I don't think it is possible either. Jordan Tucker tries it again. We're back underway. Well, now 21 laps to go. I think Drake Perry might have had an issue, and it might have disconnected as his car is no longer being scored. He falls back to 22nd and is scored out for the moment being. 3 wide for second. Blake Steele, Cameron Tucker, Hunter McCoy, they settle out down the back straightaway. Ethan Bowers, Damian Sage almost with an issue. Sage gets a little shot from Dean Reynolds. They all gather it back in. battles, side-by-side racing everywhere. Benjamin Wirt, Blake Bailey side-by-side. That's a battle for the 11th position.
Oh, we got Juan Martinez spins. We stay green. He gets off the track as...
Uh-oh, we got another one spun back there. That's Blade Wisdom. Oh, big contact. Kevin Walker packs right in. Jackson Johnstone makes contact from Walker trying to get turned around. My goodness. Like you said, I think originally the yellow flag came out from Juan Martinez. Martinez and Tohavchian get together coming down the front straightaway over real estate. Martinez kind of pinched up into Tohavchian. Kevin Walker makes more contact into both of those drivers. As it looks like Juan Martinez took that car into the pit lane, so. And then we saw after all of that, and I think the yellow flag had just been displayed. See Blade Wisdom get down into turn 3. Oh, he has to check up for, I believe that's Hunter McManus. He makes contact with him and spins that race car around. As we're picking up just at the right time, Jordan Tucker mashes on the gas. We're back underway again. Three wide for 4th. For the moment, they settle down. Uh-oh, be careful. We're playing bumper cars here in the top 5. You got to be careful. Uh-oh, no! Jason McManus goes for a wild ride and another big accident down the front straightaway here at Kern County. Goodness gracious. We have seen some violent crashes here tonight. As we're trying to decipher what exactly happened to Jason McManus. Yeah, just battling for track position. As he tried to pinch up in front of Ethan Bowers, and that caused a massive stack up down the front straightaway. McManus almost ends up on his lid. It's amazing he didn't, but crazy, crazy stuff here. Pace truck peels off. Jordan Tucker says deja vu again as we get our 7th restart here tonight. Uh-oh, yellow flag is out again. See exactly what happened here on the restart. Uh-oh, Blake Bailey gets turned off of the nose of Dean Reynolds. And as Blake Bailey was backing down the racetrack, Jackson Johnstone makes contact with him. Hunter McManus makes more contact. DJ Seitz was around and stopped. Alan Smith also with contact there as well.
Just past the halfway point in this race.
Yeah, unfortunately haven't been able to see too many green flag lapses. It's just all the chaos on the restarts of drivers jockeying for position. Pace truck peels off. It looks like the admins have called for a single file restart here to see if that can help things out just a little bit. Looks like just 19 cars remain as Blake Bailey has brought his car down into the pit lane. Green flag goes back in the air once more. Jordan Tucker to the lead. Blake Steele in chase. Hunter McCoy looking to the inside of Cameron Tucker. McCoy battling hard on the inside. Tucker has moved up just a little bit. Blake Steele is going to have a peek to the inside of race leader Jordan Tucker down the front straightaway. As side by side down the back straightaway. The bottom might prevail for Blake Steele. We're about to find out. Jordan Tucker gets a good run down the front straightaway. Blake Steele enters on the bottom, lets that car slide up just a bit. Tucker maybe tries to pinch here. No, he gives him plenty of room. Across the line, 10 laps to go. Now Tucker gets the run and it back to the lead. Now Blake Steele's going to go up to the top side and try his hand up there. But that allows Cameron Tucker to get to the inside of him. So he's got to watch out from that from behind. And he's got to also defend that at the same time as he tries to get up to the back bumper of Jordan Tucker. Hunter McCoy sitting right behind both of those drivers, just waiting. Yellow flag displayed once again. I believe it happened in the area of DJ Sites. DJ Sites gets help from behind. Two cars spin down into the infield. And that does bring out the yellow flag. Yeah, folks, I unfortunately don't know what the admins in the league, how they score. So I'm not sure as to what reasons drivers get DQ'd for. We're just taking in the race as you folks are at home. But there, Austin Strang's letting you know exactly why Barry got DQ'd. So thanks, Austin, for tuning in. Single file once again. Jordan Tucker's going to have to fend off the charge from Blake Steele, Cameron Tucker, Hunter McCoy, and Damian Sage. Green flag goes back in the air as a blink once more from Blake Steele.
Hunter McCoy getting down to the inside of Cameron Tucker, not able to make it stick as they go through 3 and 4.
And now just 6 laps to go. McCoy still, he gets a really good run into turn 1 and 2 and is able to draw up to the driver door. And that's about it, as he's still going to settle there in 4th. Cameron Tucker has a peek to the inside of Blake Steele. Blake Steele gets the run out of turn 2. He's going to remain in 2nd.
Jordan Tucker's not running high or low. He's about in the middle of the track, and boy, is he making it work as that lead is starting to stretch out.
And it is, and also it helps out Cameron Tucker is battling with Blake Steele, so Blake Steele's not able to just focus on running Jordan down as he's having to defend that 2nd place position. Yellow flag in the air. Let's see what happened to Ethan Bowers.
Looks like it happened in front of him, and he just had nowhere else to go.
Yeah, he certainly didn't have anywhere else to go. And 2 cars spin around. Alan Smith locks it down, tries to avoid it. Makes a little bit of contact. there, and it looks like the 47 makes some contact trying to miss it. Kevin Walker, DJ Sides. So a little bit of a mess at the back. As the pace truck peels off. Jordan Tucker has led all the laps so far. He brings them to our 10th restart of the feature. Just 2 laps to go. Does Blake Steele have anything for Jordan Tucker? Through 3 and 4, Tucker moves up just a little bit. Steele hugs the bottom. White flag goes in the air.
Is he there? Does he have enough momentum carried for him?
We're about to find
Maybe
out.
No.
Oh, not quite. Jordan Tucker's going to take home the win here tonight. Blake Steele is going to come home second. Cameron Tucker is going to be third. We'll get a word in with those 3 after they stop on the front straightaway for a picture. And we'll go over our final race results here tonight from the Kern Raceway. As our top 3 stop on the front straightaway. Our final results here tonight. Oh. We need our feature results. We already talked about our top 3. 4th is going to go to Hunter McCoy. 5th to Cody McDonald. 6th to Clayton Clewell. 7th to Damian Sage. 8th to Dawson Tone. 9th to Dean Reynolds. 10th to Benjamin Wirt. 11th to Blade Wisdom. 12th to Jackson Johnstone. 13th to Hunter McManus. 14th to Jonathan Tohafjian. 15th to Alan Smith. 16th to Kevin Walker. 17th to Jason McManus. 18th is going to go to Ethan Bowers. 19th to DJ Seitz. 20th to Blake Bailey. 21st to Juan Martinez. 22nd to Drake Perry. And 23rd is going to go to Brandon Holden. Tonight's hard charger is going to be split between 2 drivers. That's going to be the driver of the 79, Dean Reynolds, plus 12. Also, Benjamin Wirt, plus 12. They finished 9th and 10th respectively. Good job to those 2. All right, we'll start off our interviews talking to our 3rd place finisher, Cameron Tucker. Hey Cameron, it's Tyler and Tim up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
All right, man. Well, you start 3rd. You finish 3rd there. Stayed in the top 5 all feature long. Tell us about it.
Oh, this track really was just one lane. I was just trying to hold on to it and follow the 2 in front of me and just try and hold on to the top 3.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like you were trying to make a bit of a move there to get up to battle Blake Steele for second. Did you have anything for Blake Steele or Jordan Tucker?
I think I'd have got Blake if the caution wouldn't have come out, but I wasn't going to push it and take him out. I just tried to hold on to 3rd and keep McCoy behind me and all them.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim, you have anything to ask Cameron?
Yeah, we come here to Bakersfield, California. You had solid runs all year. What did you do to prepare yourself for this event? And do you think you could have improved the position by doing anything differently?
I prepared by doing practice races yesterday and last night, and I think if the track would have been 2 lanes, we'd have had something for them. You can't do much on a 1-lane track.
Yeah, no, you can't. That's for sure. Well, Cameron, before we let you go, who would you like to thank?
I got to thank the CFM or Julius A. Speed Shop. people at STRR and y'all for putting it on, and congrats to Blake and Jordan for first and second. They're my teammates. So kind of swept the night.
Absolutely. You guys finished top three. Well, Cameron, congrats on finishing third, and we'll let you celebrate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That was our third place finisher, Cameron Tucker. Now we'll move on and talk to Blake Steele. Hey, Blake, it's Tyler and Tim up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
What's up?
Oh, just was watching the end of that race, and, crazy night. A lot of yellows, a lot of craziness behind you all up front. Kind of what was running through your mind, and you probably was hoping to get some green flag laps.
Yeah, green flag run would have definitely been nice, but the team started top three, me, Jordan, and Cameron, and we kind of made a deal just to try our best to keep it that way. No one was really gonna, push the issue too much to take the win from one another or do anything like that. After we qualified top three, I went ahead and told them to get the broom out because we're gonna sweep this thing, and we found a way to make it happen.
That you all did. Tim, you have anything to ask Blake?
Yeah, what was the track like for you? Overheard a lot of the drivers saying it was one lane. You think it could have been two if you guys majority started doing something else, like different?
Yeah, I think if we had a green flag run and people started moving around and running the top end, it might have come in a little bit. I tried to move around. I tried the top for a little bit, and it could maintain the ground, but definitely bottom was the place to be if you could be down there. But yeah, it was really slick, really technical. Yeah.
And Blake, well, before we let you go, who would you like to thank here tonight?
I gotta thank WR1 Sim Chassis, Elite Performance Industries, Victory Fuel, Jason Robertson Knife Sales, all my family on watching the broadcast, everybody in the Discord, all my friends and everything that I race with, and everyone at STRR for allowing us to do this, and y'all for putting it out there.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for getting a word in with us, and congratulations on finishing second.
Thank you.
That was our second place finisher tonight, Blake Steele. Now we'll move on to get a word in with Jordan Tucker, our race winner. Hey, Jordan, it's Tyler and Tim up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
All right, man. You bring that car home first. You started first. You led all the laps, so congratulations there, and a great run for you tonight. You were able to fend off the charge there from Blake Steele.
Yeah, like I told you last week, Thursday, man, I got that monkey off, and we finally go in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Had a good heat race as well, a good starting spot there, good qualifying effort. So just overall a fantastic night for you here, carrying that momentum on into the championship race next week for sure.
Yeah, I don't think we're in striking distance of the championship, but Blake and Cameron might do something with it. I'd like to see them pull something out.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim, you have anything to ask Jordan?
Yeah, who do you got to thank for tonight?
Really just, I mean, CFM, but it's fixed. So, I mean, Dawson, Cameron, Blake, we all work pretty hard to get where we are, trying to run this thing about every day since last week. I say it paid off for us.
Absolutely. I'd say it did too. Well, before we let you go, Jordan, who would you like to thank?
The league for putting it on, you guys for broadcasting it. I know I got family to watch from everywhere. Blake, Dawson, Cameron, all them dudes back at the trailer, ready to celebrate.
Absolutely. Well, we'll let you get to it, and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
That was our race winner tonight, Jordan Tucker. I tell you what, Tim, what another fantastic night of racing. A good battle here. But, definitely seen some chaoticness here tonight with some of the Walmart parking lots, you like to say, here at Kern Raceway.
Yeah, we've seen quite a bit of the the super center parking lots. We probably got about 3 new Walmarts in turn 1 and 2 alone.
Yeah, no kidding. I'll tell you what, folks, we were talking about this was the second to last race of the season, but just a quick update on the points for you all. These are not current. These were after last week's standings. They have not been updated just yet, but the top 5 in points were Clayton Clewell, Blake Steele, Cody McDonald, Cameron Tucker, and Juan Martinez, your top 5. And, we saw a good showing tonight from Blake Steele and Cameron Tucker finishing in the top 3, so that's going to help their efforts out. And the championship battle just separated by under 30 points, so we'll see how that finishes out as we head into the final race of this 358 modified season next week here, and we hope everybody joins us for that race. Again, Thursday night we'll be live with STRR for the Pro Late Model Division for their second to last race of the year, and again, once again live on Sunday night with the League of Outlaws IMCA style UMP modifieds. So those are the upcoming events here on the Buckeye Racing Network, and that's going to do it for Tim and I tonight. Good night.